Gentlelady yields back. I recognize the chairman for the entire committee, Mr. Jordan, the gentleman from Ohio.
I thank the chairman and thank him for this hearing. I also want to thank our witnesses for their testimony and for their courage. Mr. Chairman, I would yield the balance of my time to the gentleman from Texas.
Thank you, Chairman. This is not a liberal issue. This is not a conservative issue. The rights of women to defend themselves is a public safety issue. It's a constitutional issue. It's a human rights issue. Why is gun ownership among women on the rise today? Women have to arm themselves because the left has made it their personal crusade to disarm police, embolden criminals, and make American cities less safe. How is the left making American cities less safe? Quite frankly, I think it's a very simple plan and it's done intentionally. First, step one, defund the police. Step two, enact pro-criminal policy. Step three, open borders. And step four, finally, take away your constitutional right to defend yourselves and your family. What is the end result? Is absolute chaos. We've seen it for the past few years. You see, when public safety collapses, who bears the brunt of it? It's women and children. The left has created this dangerous environment in American cities, and now they want to take away women's last line of defense, and that is gun ownership. I've read countless stories across the country of courageous acts of self-defense where women have saved their lives with a firearm when attacked by a man much stronger than they are. This is something that I take personally in the state of Texas. In June this year, a pregnant woman in Houston was simply pumping gas into her car when a suspicious man approached her and demanded her purse. She drew her legally concealed firearm on this man, and he fled immediately. You see, the gun is the great equalizer against dangerous predators and oftentimes the last line of defense for women when it comes to protecting themselves and their children. This story would have ended much differently in D.C. and other Democrat-run cities. You see, in liberal cities, only criminals have guns because the left is too busy disarming law-abiding citizens like yourselves. Let's recap this. In the past few years, the left has focused on defunding the police, passing pro-criminal policies, opening the border, and taking away your constitutional rights to bear arms. Ms. Solomon, thank you for being here, ma'am. You're absolutely wonderful. You're probably aware that there has been an 87% increase in gun ownership amongst black women. Black women are the fastest growing groups of gun owners in the entire country. And no wonder why. Because many of these black women live in Democrat-run cities with liberal policies. There are people like you, ma'am, who have every right to purchase and own a firearm for your own defense. You women have also described your issues with domestic violence. I'm so sorry to hear that. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old daughter at my home. We are armed at my home, and they will learn how to responsibly carry firearms to prevent this from happening to them at some point in the future. It's devastating. We've got to put an end to it, but not by disarming you. Ms. Solomon, unfortunately, man, I've got some bad news for you. You see, your gun shop happens to be located in the People's Republic of California, and your governor and your state legislature are probably not big fans of people like you. If you don't mind, ma'am, could you please discuss with me some of the radical gun control laws that California has enacted to hurt your business?
Absolutely, thank you. I wanted to get to that in my opening statement. California had a big win when the Supreme Court allowed and opened up concealed carry in California. Before, it was very subjective and not objective. It was a matter of knowing that county's particular, you had to be in that person's pocket, so to speak, or have a friendship. And so it was a just cause. It wasn't if you passed a background check. And we found that those in liberal counties can never get a concealed carry weapons permit. But those in conservative counties, sure. And then you have to look at who lives there, who lives in Orange County, and then who lives in Los Angeles County. Then you have your 10-day waiting period. Okay, well, yes, there is a restraining order that can be issued in 24 hours, but what about that woman who went and bought a firearm and has to now wait 9 more days? Or a sin tax. When a woman is just moving away, she might have to flee with nothing. And so California already has the highest cost of a firearm in the nation, and now you want to go and add in a 20% tax.
One last question before I run out of time, real quick. How many people are purchasing guns that look like you and me?
87% more.
You got it. Man, thank you all so much for being here. God bless y'all, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, you'll bet the rest of my time.
Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes the ranking member of the entire committee, Mr. Nadler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Glenn,